No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. The other day, I would call, you would say, baby, how's your day? But today, it ain't the same. Every other word is a yeah, okay. Could it be that you are at the crib with another lady? If you took it there, first of all, let me say, I am not the one to sit around and play. So prove yourself to me, if I'm the girl that you claim. Why don't you say the things that you said to me yesterday? I know you say that I haven't cool with things. Something's going down, that's the way it seems. Shouldn't be the reason why you act strange.
Be like, damn, slow down. I know you see it clean, adjusting her crown. She been knocked down, but she never stayed down. She been living life like it's her playground. And they be like, damn, slow down. They can catch us.
Hey y'all, happy Friday Eve, happy weekend Eve. Hopefully, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Uh, y'all, I have my headphones and mic on because I can't find my other mic, and I think I just threw my headphones off, not even thinking. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Let me test this out real quick. Ooh. I see my bubble moving, so I think y'all can hear me. Okay. I see my bubble moving, so I think y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all. So, like I said, happy Thursday, y'all. I am so sorry that on Tuesday I was originally supposed to talk about this story, but mommy duty calls, and then y'all know, if y'all was in that live that has been moved over to members only, I have then moved the live that I spoke about on Tuesday, which was about Kanye West. I moved that over to members only, so you guys can join the crew and join my membership. It's real affordable, you guys. Real, economy friendly. Is that even a thing? Economically friendly. At 99 cents, I think. I don't know. But yes, I'm going to start doing more content on my members only, give you guys lives and everything for that. So I appreciate y'all. But hey Laura, hey Cash, Deity, hey Dovely, hey Brina, hey India. But I was originally supposed to do this story then, and it's a really hard story to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. I'm actually doing a two for today. I just didn't update my thumbnail. So we're on the agenda today. We're going to be talking about the Texas teenagers that escaped the house of hell, you guys. And then we're going to be talking about the little boy that was found in a suitcase nearly 7 months ago, well, almost 7 months ago, and he has finally been identified, and the details of his case is heart-wrenching. So we're going to be talking about those two stories, y'all know, getting into our true crime. Now remember, true crime is only done on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If y'all want me to cover any story, please send them over my way. My Instagram is Audrey Marcel _YT on Instagram. Y'all can hit me up there or drop y'all comments in the comments below on whatever you guys would like for me to talk about. So, jumping right into the story, if y'all are coming in, hey y'all know I don't stop mid stories to say hi. I'm not trying to be rude. Don't kill me, okay? Okay. So, you guys have probably seen this video, but I'm going to share it now, and then we're going to talk about the story that is surrounded by this video.
Tuesday morning, two teens in Cyprus going door to door looking for help. These teens seen on camera had just escaped after allegedly being held captive in the laundry room of their home. Through neighbor surveillance video, you can see the teens walking the neighborhood looking for someone to help them. The kids are shivering, no shoes, and one is shirtless. But after trying all of the homes down their street, no luck. The teens move on to a different subdivision. You can see one girl leaning on the wall waiting for help, the bones on the boy's back visible. The teens pleaded with that neighbor, even showing the handcuffs. The neighbor quickly opened the door, not knowing what would come next. She asked us to hide her identity.
So I wanted to show you guys that quick clip just so y'all could see the images of the story that we're going to be talking about today. Like I said, this one really made my stomach hurt. It was extremely sad. So, for safety purposes, the children's names, the twins' names are not going to be shared here, nor will pictures of their faces be shared. I am going to, of course, share the mother's name, and I'll tell y'all little breadcrumbs on how y'all can find the children if y'all really want to know further details. So last Tuesday, news broke around 5:30 a.m. that two twins were wandering around a subdivision in Cypress, Texas. This is the house that they lived in. They wandered from this home, not wandered, but they escaped from this home and they were knocking on any and everybody's door. The boy twin was shirtless. He only had pants, and as you guys saw, he was extremely skinny. His sister was wearing a trash bag as a shirt, and they were walking around barefoot. The degrees was said to be around 40 degrees. They were barefoot around 5:30 in the morning. They knocked on several doors. A lot of people did not trust it, and they did not answer. The twins told them, "We are not going to hurt you. We just need help," and a lot of people turned them away. Which, I mean, hindsight's 22. I can understand why, because it's very dangerous to let anybody in your home these days. But in this situation, one lady did answer, and she was an ICU nurse, which everything happens for a reason. And when she immediately saw them, her baby was upstairs asleep in the bed, but she opened her door for them, immediately let them in, and this is what she seen. As you guys see, these bruises on these twins are scary. The girl's left wrist is extremely swollen, and she stated that it was swollen because she was handcuffed. So when they went inside the home and she seen this, she got them blankets, shirts, and she immediately fed them. They stated that they had not been have not eaten for at least 7 days, and that they had to drink the water hose that is connect or the water connector that connects to the washing machine, and they were being held captive inside of the washing machine. Now, these two twins are not the only children. They, from our understanding, are the only two that was treated in such harsh manners and living in such harsh conditions. Now, these two twins are actually the children of this lady. Her name is Zakia or Zakiya Duncan, and she is 40 years old. And the person on the right is her boyfriend, Jova Terrell, who is 27. We'll just leave that there. And Zakia actually has 7 children. The twins are the second oldest. She has an 18-year-old boy. And then after the twins, she has other four younger boys, ranging from um, I believe 7 to 14 is the younger children's ages. Now, the weird thing is the girl is her only daughter, and the ICU nurse said that when she saw her for face value, she could tell that she had a permanent eye damage. So she was hit so hard with something that her eye socket may never be returned back to normal. And like I said, I gave you guys the mother's names. If you guys go to this mother's Facebook, then y'all will know this mom's not an ugly woman, and her daughter actually looks a lot like her, which is really sad. So there's not a lot of details surrounding this case, but I really wanted to talk about it because on here we always talk about how CPS is failing people. So before I tell y'all the conditions in detail of what the twins was going through, we're going to take it back to 2012. Now, Zakia and her children, her 7 children, are originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And back in 2012, she was actually charged with child abuse. And I'm going to read you guys what happened. So, during a 2012 at home visit, investigators found a toddler and a 4-year-old sibling at the home without any supervision. The toddler was wrapped in clothes and had his hands bound together. Court records state that the children was forced to sleep in a boarded up closet, um, and that Duncan admitted to making the children plank or stay in a push-up position for hours at a time, which caused the child's hands to swell. This was back in 2012. Back in 2012, she did this to 2 children, and it's not known. Originally, they thought that this was the twins, but it's not. So, a 5-year-old child showed up to school. He had burns on his body, including his genitals and his feet. He was he had hot water poured on him by his mother. So 3 children were abused. 3 children. She lost custody of them, and then within a year later, she did get them back. So she went to parenting classes and she got them back, and she was on probation for roughly 7 to 9 years. I've seen some articles say 7, I've seen another one say 9. So I'm going to say 7 to 9 years she was on probation. They had just moved on to Texas this July, you guys. This July. Now, I seen some TikToks where a neighbor actually spoke up and said that they didn't even know that there was twins. The children, and it just looked like a normal family move in. They didn't even really see a lot of people or anything. They moved into this beautiful home. And inside this beautiful home, the 2 twins from July until October stated that they were forced to sleep inside the laundry room. So the twin boy has left forearm fractures. His sister has a permanent fracture to her eye, which may never be healed. And inside that laundry room, they were forced to eat their feces, drink their urine. If they wanted to take a bath, which was not often, they had to use the dirty water from a mop bucket, the same bucket that they used to clean themselves in. If they had to go to the restroom, they had to use it in the same bucket. The same bucket. Their mother, Zakia, would actually spray oven cleaner in their mouths if they talked too much. They were only fed between 1 to 3 times a week, and it would consist of a mustard sandwich, a relish sandwich, or a bologna sandwich. And like I told you guys earlier, if they were thirsty, they had to drink the water from the water supply valve in the washing machine, you guys. In the washing machine. So once the lady, the neighbor, a nearby neighbor, actually opened her door, she immediately called the police. I told you guys she was an ICU nurse, which in my head, I instantly think that everything happens for a reason. These children were literally in the right position. Everyone else turned them away because they got to where they needed to go. So the ICU nurse was actually able to um, call the police without them having to hit the emergency line. So they was able to, of course, come into the neighborhood without firing their sirens, and they were able to assist. Once the mother and father, or mother and boyfriend, actually, yes, Jazz, it actually physically hurts to hear. That's why I was like, I cannot. Earlier this week, I just wasn't in the mental space to even talk about this because it was so hard. Um, but once the police got there, they did autom- uh, almost instantly issue an arrest. They tried to arrest Zakia and Jova. And y'all know what? They actually fled. So Zakia and Jova actually fled with the five other children, that is, including the oldest brother who was 18 and the four younger children. They actually piled up in a car and fled to Louisiana, where they're originally from. So Zakia actually dropped off everyone but one child to a relative, and they were detained in a Louisiana and arrested. So Jova and Zakia is both arrested right now. I have been watching this case closely because they're supposed to be extradited back to Houston and they are waiting a court date. So no court date has been issued. There is no real information as to why they have done this, what the other children has went through or anything. So this was a very short story, hard to even read. And just know that more information is going to come out once these two monsters actually have trial. Now, a lot of people want to know why exactly the boyfriend was arrested. What the boyfriend was arrested for was he was arrested on a assault charge because one of the teens told them that Jova punched them and struck them multiple times. So not only was this mother abusing her children, but she was allowing this man to abuse them as well. It's just crazy. She forced them to drink bleach. She sprayed easy off oven cleaner in their mouths as punishment if they talked too much, like I said. She made them eat their feces and drink their urine. And y'all know the easy off spray. I barely can even use that in my oven because it really messes with my respiratory system. Like I truly don't even like using that for my oven. So I can only imagine it being sprayed into your mouth. People like this, people on this screen, they it shouldn't even be a trial in my eyes. Like y'all are guilty. The things that these children have went through, the fact that they are so frail that they can't even fit clothes. The nurse said that she gave them anything and they ate it all. Like everything she handed them, they ate. They ate for no apparent reason. It's so crazy. So I didn't know if you guys had heard about this story. Like I said, I'm waiting on the trial. Or the first court date. I'm waiting on them to they're in jail without bond, as y'all know. I mean, y'all can put two and two together. But they have not been to court yet. They have not seen their day in court. And I am so ready. I am so ready. Like, I don't understand how she got her kids back in 2012, why she was only on probation. These children have not went to school. Like I said, the neighbor went to TikTok and even said that they had no idea. Like, these children had not been in school. No one was keeping up with them. I did do my due diligence on their Facebook. I tried to find their father. I know the four younger children all have the same last name. It is unsure who their father is, though. I'm not sure who their father is. No, there is no news as to why they did this to these babies. Mm-mm. We haven't had any updates yet. We don't even know if the other babies were abused. We don't know. We only know the two twins that did escape, but we don't even know about the other children. God only knows. They are all in CPS custody, though. Everyone but the 18-year-old big brother. Yes, India. It was so sad, but this was actually requested, and I said that I was gonna cover it because I try to do my best, but this one was really hard because it is really, really sad. And like I said, I understand why people or the media has agreed to leave these children anonymous. You can still find them, but I see why because they have a lot of healing to do and they have to find some type of normality. Exactly, she is pitiful if she didn't want them. Yeah, she's definitely pitiful. Now, you guys, I want you guys to brace yourself for the next story that I'm gonna talk about. This one is equally just as hard to cover, and, let me get my notes ready, but This is the suitcase. You guys have probably seen this suitcase. This was a story, and I'm going to tell you guys off rip. This story reminds me of Cody Brigsby. Y'all know I have been covering him, and he is still missing till this day. We have not been able to find him. His father, Corey, is still in jail. But as I read this story to you guys, let me know if y'all have heard about this. So, this suitcase was found April 16th in southern Indiana, in New Pekin. A mushroom hunter was looking for mushrooms, and he stumbled across this suitcase that you guys see on the screen. It was a Las Vegas suitcase, and without realizing, when he unzipped it, he unfortunately saw a little baby or a little boy deceased inside the suitcase. He immediately called the police. The police came out, crime scene investigators, of course, collected all the evidence. So from April 16th up until October 14th, there was little to no information about the child that was in this suitcase. They received over 1,000 tips. Nothing helped them find out who this child was. All they knew was that he was um, a little boy, a little black boy. He had an autopsy done, and he died from an electrolyte disorder, which was basically due to vomiting and diarrhea, which is associated with neglect. And it's very uncommon to die from this electrolyte disorder. Like, basically, it was dehydration, vomiting, and diarrhea. Like, no one was caring for this child. When they searched the database for any matches of missing children, they searched every database in South Indiana, national, internationally, everything. No hits came back for who this little boy was. No hits. So for damn near 7 months, almost 7 months, nobody had any idea who this child was. There was actually no pictures posted of him, of course, because this child did not have a face. He was deceased when they found him. So during the investigation, they actually did bury him. This is actually his grave site, and it's really sad. And I wanted to show you guys. So in Indiana, this is his grave site where he was found. And the tomb says, "In loving memory of a beloved little boy known but to God." The only person that knows him is God. And they still saw it fit and cared enough about this little boy to actually give him a burial with a very beautiful headstone. But it's really hard to see. So, last or October 14th, news broke that they actually was able to find two fingerprints on the trash bag that the little boy was wrapped up in. And the two fingerprints came down to two people. On the left, you have Duane Anderson, which is the mother, and then you have Don Coleman, which is, I don't know. I don't know if this is the lover. I don't know who this lady is connected to these people, but she was the other match that was found. They actually found Don on the 19th, and she was arrested in California. But y'all know who is still at large, who is still missing and they cannot find? The mother, Duane. Now, initially, when Dawn was arrested, she was going to be charged with neglect of a dependent and obstruction of justice. Dawn and Dwayne are now both being charged with murder, and the little boy was found out to be Cairo Jordan, and he is from Atlanta, Georgia. You guys, he was actually 5 years old, and on October 24th, he would have turned 6 years old. So for 7 months, no one was able to put a name or a face to this little boy. And this is him on the screen. This is him. This is him. 7 months. Crazy. Crazy, right? So the mother is still at large. They have not been able to find him. They have done a press conference. The press conference was yesterday, and even the detective, it was hard for him to even talk about this because this little boy is an Atlanta, Georgia native. He is not from Indiana. They buried him in Indiana. They found him in Indiana. They worked this case out of Indiana. So people have grew attached. But y'all know what's even worse? This is his father. This is his father's Facebook post, and I'm going to read it to you guys. He said, "Today my heart was broken into a million pieces. I got a call from an officer telling me that my 5-year-old son, Cairo Jordan, who ironically turned 6 today, was murdered by his mother, Dewan Anderson, in Indiana, April 14th. It's October 25th, his birthday, and they are just now notifying me about his death. Me and my family have spent the past 3 years looking for Dewan in Cairo. She took him away at the beginning of our custody battle back in 2017. She threatened to call the police on me for coming to pick him up on an agreed weekend. She never showed up in court, and it's killing me because that weekend is the last time I see my baby boy. I swear y'all don't know the pain. As a father, I feel defeated. This was the only thing I feared on this earth. This sick itch, y'all know, my son, put his body in a suitcase and threw him on the side of the road like effing trash outside of Salem, Indiana. The unidentified little boy who was found in a suitcase is my son. Cairo Jordan. His story has been on CNN and other news platforms for the past 6 months, and the whole time it was my child. Oh my effing gosh. Boy, when I tell you I'm sick to my stomach, everyone knows how I am about my kids, and I never thought I would have gotten the call today. That is a parent's worst nightmare. Choose your mate wisely. Y'all is deeper than just baby mama, baby daddy drama. Rest in heaven, Cairo. I love you, son. Could you imagine sitting here, looking on the news, reading this story, not even knowing that this is actually your child? The whole time, the whole entire time, it was your child. That part, literally, I had to shed tears because I'm like, you have to be kidding me. This man saw this on the news. Like, I seen this months ago, seen it months ago. And to make matters worse, so Dewan, the mother, is still at large. Y'all, she's still, fleeing, and she actually has another son, but she doesn't even have custody of the other son. So Cairo's grandparents, which is his father's parents and uncle, actually did an interview yesterday, and they was just speaking about how it's typical for Dewan to go and not travel a lot, but up and move. So them not hearing from him was sad, but they never in a million years thought that he was not on this earth. They had tried to reach out to her. She would not reach back out to them, and there was nothing that they could do. They actually thought that she was a good mother. They said that it's so shocking to get this news because they thought that she was a good mother who would do anything for her kids. They even said the one that she did not have custody of, she would drop anything and everything for. So the biggest question was, well, why would you do this to Cairo? What made you do this? Y'all, they actually found Dewan's social media, and they actually seen that she was reaching out to a priest claiming that her son, her 5-year-old son at the time, Cairo, was actually possessed by a demon, that he was not 5, he was actually 100 years old, and that he has tried to unalive her multiple times and she has been able to get away. So she's stating that on these social media, because they still don't have her to talk to her, that he was possessed. He was possessed. She was on there saying, like, how do I deal with a possessed child? How do I deal with this? Basically she was saying that she was fighting for her life. And when I immediately heard this, I don't know if you guys watch like other true crime shows, but I have heard a lot of parents use this as an excuse to take their children's lives. And for me, it just doesn't add up. One, because I personally, this is my faith. I can't speak on anyone else. I don't believe that any child was possessed. I don't believe that. But according to Cairo's father, he was fighting for custody of this child. So if you felt like you could not handle the child or whatever the case may be, the main question is why you just didn't give him to his father. That right there is what kept going through my mind. Like, okay, so why wouldn't he just go with his father? You reaching out to a priest, you doing this, that, and the third. Call the father. I just don't understand. I just do not understand. It is really sad. It's really sad because you guys hear about so many women, so many families that would love to be parents. Love to be parents, do anything, and they don't get to experience it for various reasons, right? And then you have people like Zakia and you have people like Duan who have children, beautiful, beautiful children, and they don't do right by them. It makes no sense. And I'm gonna be completely honest because I wouldn't be me, and this wouldn't be Audrey, Audrey's show if I'm not honest. The father and the paternal grandparents and uncle, I don't feel like they did enough. I feel like if I had not talked to my child in hell 2 hours and I felt like something was off, I felt like their mom went missing, I'm going to do everything in my power to hunt them down. Now, Cairo does have other siblings on his father's side that he leaves behind. So I'm not sure if the father was able to just up and leave. I don't know his financial situation. I'm not sure. But I don't I would, I just feel like he was failed by everybody. I feel like Cairo was failed by everybody because he was unidentified for 6 months. And if it wasn't for Indiana's investigators fighting hard to identify him and get him the justice he deserved, this could have been years. This really could have been years. And for the father to just say, like, he's seen the story on the news, he heard all of this. If I knew that a child that kind of fit the description of my child has been X amount of years, I haven't seen him, I know he's 5, I'm gonna do everything I can to be like, hey, I think my child is missing. But this child was not in any missing database whatsoever. And I know that it's a little bit different in custody battles, but he said that Cairo's father said that she did not show up to court. She did not show up, and he never saw his child again. If anyone out here is listening to this and you have not seen your child, please do not give up. Please look for them. Please make sure that they are okay because you never know. You never, ever, ever know. Learn from this story. This father saw this story. This father watched the news. Never in a million years did he think it was his own child that was being reported on. Yes, Dudley, I agree. A lot of parents are hurting their children because they've been hurt by the other parent. I feel like Dewan, the mother, clearly is suffering from some mental illness because she believes that her child was 100 years old, which is damn near impossible. Because he's your child, when you gave birth to him, and then if he was 100, well, how was he? I don't know. Like I said, this is my faith. I don't believe in demons. I don't believe. I believe in demons, but I don't believe in demons the way that other people believe in them, like her. This is a mental illness, and nothing that she did to him will justify taking his life. I mean, nothing that he did to her will justify her taking his life. If she felt like something was wrong with him, she should have gave him to the father. But Cairo was failed. Those twins was failed in Texas. And I wanted to let y'all know that basically this was going to be a short live because this is just the introduction to these stories. Y'all know how I do. I'm going to follow these stories and we're going to come back and talk about it, especially when the twins um mother goes to court and then when Dewan is apprehended, and I pray that it is soon. I want to see what she has to say. I want to see. Don hasn't spoke out and said anything as of yet. The only theory or the only, updates that they got was because of social media and the whole "my child is possessed" statements, or y'all know what I'm saying. What is it on Facebook? What is it called? Statuses. So just really, really sad. Really, really sad. Like I told you guys, if y'all want me to cover any other stories, y'all can always comment them below or inbox me. I am I'm open to it. I do have a few others that I need to get on and get done for you guys. So on Tuesday, we will be back for another one. And I'm coming back with All the Way Home with Audrey, so we can get back to our um, commentary on, daily things and what's been going on in social media, y'all. But yeah, these are two sad stories. I really, really hate to leave stories like this because I feel like they're incomplete. But this is just the introduction. And again, we are still covering Cody Brigsby. You guys know that he has been missing for almost a year now, you guys. Almost a year. Around November, they don't even really know his official missing date or the last time he was seen, but authorities believe that he was last seen in November around Thanksgiving. He wasn't reported missing until this January, but we are still looking for him. So keep him in your prayers, and hopefully he is found safe and sound. I will see y'all in the next video. Do not forget to like on your way out and subscribe if you haven't. See y'all later.
And thank you. Oh yeah, thank you, Miss Marcel. Yo, all props to you. And just you keep doing what you're doing. And you got a voice. Keep doing what you're doing. And you got a voice.